Hoffman here. Very happy to be in my living room on the live Poets and Pints show. And I'm really excited to actually be alive because in September I was actually on the Poets and Pints lineup, and I started to feel a little strange that night, and then as it turned out 2 days later I had necrotizing fasciitis and had to have emergency surgery, but spoiler alert, I made it, I survived, and get to be with all of you here. And I wrote a poem about it, so here it is. It's called Love Like I've Never Imagined. Love like I never imagined. I saw the secret. I knew witchcraft. All I had to do was light a candle and ask the universe for love like I've never imagined. And I get it. A delicious romance with a soulmate, tender, deep, intimate, but we live in separate houses, committed relationship. The universe must have said, yeah, love like you never imagined. Nice. Yet, technically, you are imagining that, so we're going to have to go with something different. I'd gotten pimples before around down there. Naturally, I'd swipe some plantain on them and they'd go away. In a week, this pimple started to become a boil. Plantain wasn't doing its trick. I didn't have health insurance. I put some tea tree on it. I hadn't eaten since Saturday because I just wasn't hungry. I drank ginger ale and took a 12-hour nap. On Tuesday, the 16th of September, in a teal tea house, a reporter from her campus national asked me how I'd advise nice guys to claim the word feminist. I couldn't catch my breath. Speaking into the recorder, I sounded like a 1980s obscene phone call, but I finished that interview because I am a professional. Outside, stung by white light as if a blizzard had blinded the afternoon, I did think, maybe this isn't normal? But then I thought, it's just bright out. I need to sleep. Back at home, I squatted over a mirror. The boil had become a bulge with skin that was black. I didn't have health insurance. I put some tea tree on it. Flat on my mattress, a fever ached, and a voice, a rising sun from within my solar plexus asked, do you want to be dead in 3 days? I guess not. I don't know how I got into my LeSabre or why Boys to Men, although we've come to the end of the road, was on the radio, or why there were tears, or why I said out loud, I think there's still more road. The ER doctor told me that the constant panting was because my blood had become acid and my body was trying to rid me of it. Aunt Joan, my Catholic aunt, a forgotten emergency contact, showed up and cried, we need to call the priest to have him perform last rites. And I said, you and Boys to Men need to chill out. A young guy rolled in a PC and said he'd be happy to help me apply for insurance before my surgery. I told him that I love him, and he said, ma'am, please don't cry. The ER nurse helped me to the toilet, and I noticed that my veins had lit up violet, like scales, like jellyfish. What is this? I asked. The ER nurse answered, you're very sick. The surgeon came to explain that the septic flesh needed to be removed yesterday. I asked, you're going to cut out part of my butt? The ER nurse said, it's a good way to get a tuck. I laughed as they rolled me out. Then, black. It wasn't love, but a multitude of gratitude in darkness that wasn't darkness, but invisible flashes of all possibilities, limitless and indivisible vastness. And I think there was a spaceship, but forget about that. For a moment, where moments didn't exist, a languishless voice clapped, good job, beloved volunteer. And I that wasn't an I answered, wait, I don't think I'm done being her. I woke with a catheter, a heart monitor, and 4 IVs at once in the ICU. Days of constant intravenous rush. My body swelled 20 pounds of life's fluids, and I smiled. There was immense pain, but only when I moved. Fascinated, I finally got it. My body was perfect, always, only deserving praise, loved no matter what it looks like or what it does. The surgeon diagnosed necrotizing fasciitis. If I hadn't come in, I would have been dead in 2 days. For my birthday, in the middle of the night, my body decided that once again it would make waste. Feces exploded into the crevices of the debridement. The abscess left. 2 women, nurses, with syringes of saline, held my legs open with such concern and such focus, wanting to make sure the wound was clean. And the universe sat on my chest. Boom! Love like you've never imagined. Secondary intention, healing from the inside out. It took months. But I know now that I am my wound and myself. I am that which needs no protection or explanation. I am sunlight on trees, a sparkle of recognition in a stranger's eye. I am the crystalline spine of Gaia's ascension. I am the compassion and celebration of all creation, and I am none of this. I am love, imagining itself. And I think I would like to just make mention and dedicate that to all the nurses who are there for us now and always. All right, I have one more poem for you that I wrote this morning. I'm going to switch up the setting here. All right, and I wrote this poem within the last 2 days. As you know, we're all in the quarantine, and this is kind of just what I've been going through here, and it's called Untitled. And it's funny because I've never used Untitled before as the poignant meaning of Untitled. It's purposely called Untitled. So Untitled. I cast away your names, for it is the breath beneath them that breaks me open. My darlings, you're evolving beyond your forms. Droplets of light, I hold each of you in my chest. Last night, on my pillow, a memory moaned itself out of existence, and I became the remembrance of a microbe, ancient being, floating with purpose in a limitless ocean, a reemergence, extinction after extinction, until the sun ends. An aspect of myself, imaged as a 7-year-old monk, appears beside me on a wooden trail. He hands me a blue globe saying, "This is from our soul." I put it in my throat. There is a new world that I can't speak of yet. So I sit with my bowl of fruit and oats, silent, tuning in to the frequencies of my arteries and veins, the inner whale song, the zipping zap. I must be my own catalyst. Millions of humans will die soon. The moon has a twin, a runt of dust gathering girth from space, whatnot for millennium. It's not safe to wash my favorite shirt at the public laundromat, so I will have new favorites and let them all dissolve into eternity. Can you be more than your identity? Could you detach from history? Start a golden timeline, a blighting beginning no eye could see, have foreseen, squinting in the foreshadowing, the horrors we forged? Can you awaken from your dream? Shed a skin, be a revel that waited, abated, spirit that reveals itself only through you. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Cracked Walnut. Thank you, Poets and Pints. I am so excited that this exists. I look forward to seeing other people on here. And I hope everyone has what they need to get through this time. And thank you again. Thank you so much.